You guys have a couple other machines here that we can touch on as well. The T4, I believe you guys have the normal and then a T4 Pro, right? Maybe you could talk about what the difference between those versus the other machines and the difference between the T4 and the T4 Pro as well.
Yeah, definitely. T4, I would say, is probably our most known trimmer or like most well-known like to market trimmer for commercial facilities. It definitely fits that sweet spot when it comes to throughput or plant count. You're also able to scale the T4s like you can the T2s and daisy chain them, or we call them tandem units, where you're running them back to back with the rail system, inbound, outbound conveyor, really utilizing more or less of your throughput capacity. Where the T4 really stands out, I would say, with a lot of craft indoor producers is its versatility when it comes to having speed control with the built-in control box on that unit that's also removable. You're able to dial up or down how fast the tumbler is spinning to get the product out a little bit quicker or leave it in there a little bit longer. Say if it's something that's heavier family, if you didn't defan properly prior to trimming. We've also got versatility on the CFM control. We have a vacuum reduction valve is what we like to call it, but you can basically reduce the suction power, how much CFM is actually hitting the blades right below the unit. If you're trimming something that's going to be more of a candy strain or less dense, not an OG, that's delicate, maybe doesn't have as good a bud structure as a dense OG. All those variables play a huge part in getting the result that you're wanting to, not just on the quality of the trim that you're getting, but also your bud to trim ratio at the end of the day. So your yield, right? Your take home cash. The T4, super easy to break down and clean and maintain. We've made a lot of revisions to that unit over the course of its lifetime at Twister. It's definitely, I would say, still in that sweet spot. Like a lot of my guys in California that run really good craft grow operations have really good brands in the market like Claiborne, Mojave, Maven, you name it. Those guys are running T4s at their operation and for good reason, right? It's a reliable machine, super dependable, easy to clean, easy to maintain. And every strain, I can't stress this enough, is different from the next, right? So having those versatilities and being able to make adjustments on the fly to get the results that you're needing versus, say, loading in a bunch of product into a dry batch style trimmer and pushing start and coming back in 4 minutes. The thought philosophy around single piece flow is making those adjustments on the fly to get the results that you need. And they're good measures to have them on the spot too. You can almost form recipe books, SOPs around specific strains to get the results that you're looking to get.
So it's a pretty comprehensive machine from what I'm hearing. It's based off of like what you're looking to do. It sounds like there's a lot of options when it comes to this machine. So
There are, yeah. I mean, as far as configurations and setups go with the T4, we deal with facilities all the time that want us to basically do layout configurations to fit into a room depending on how much square footage they have. The beauty in the T4s and the T2s compared to, a T6, even though you can run T6s back to back, is utilizing an inbound and outbound conveyor really speeds up the workflow. It increases the efficiency of the feeding of the trimmer, which is a big variable in getting good results when it comes to butted trim. So setting a specific speed on the inbound conveyor prevents any kind of wave mechanisms of overloading or underloading the trimmer. You want it to be fed consistently. Overall, T4, is definitely, I would say, one of my bread and butter machines. It's for our company. It's definitely one of the top selling trimmers that we see go to market. Very popular trimmer.
and what's the big difference between the T4 and the T4 Pro?
The big difference is they're going to be the same mechanics. The only main difference is it's a fully stainless steel. So if you're looking to cultivate in a GMP environment, or if that's your target or your goal to eventually have GMP standards, stainless steel is a big part of that. Not just for cleanliness, but sanitation. At the end of the day, stainless steels are just a lot easier to clean and sanitize. That's going to be the main difference between the SE model and the T4 Pro model, is just going to be fully stainless steel.